Today we're going to be talking about a pretty interesting topic in Korea, which is facial hair. Now, if you're from a Western country like me, from the US, it's pretty normal for a guy to have facial hair. In the workplace, usually you can have it as long as it's, groomed, not a crazy mountain man beard down here. But in Korea, it's not exactly like that. Now, you can always play the foreigner card and maybe hope that they just know that's how you do it in your home country, but for me, I didn't have that experience so much. So my whole life, I never really had a beard. I'd always shave just because I guess I wasn't confident in my beard. But when I started dating my wife, she really liked facial hair, and she asked me, "Oh, can you grow out your facial hair? I want to see what it's like." So I did that, and at the time I was working at a hagwon, which is a private school in Korea, and usually they're maybe a little bit more strict about how their teachers look than a public school, just because they do a lot more advertising and they put their teachers on these little posters and stuff around the city. So yeah, when I started growing out facial hair, it was probably how mine is now, maybe a little bit longer. And they would all tell me, oh, all my coworkers would tell me, oh, like, what's wrong? Are you sick? Or they just say like, oh, your face looks dirty, things like that. And I'd be like, no, I washed my face like normal today. And then the kids, that's another thing about Korea, is like you have to be very confident with yourself because they're a very blunt society, blunt culture, and they'll tell you exactly how they feel. It's good sometimes if you want an honest opinion. If you ask your friends back home, how does this shirt look, or whatever, am I fat? They'll probably tell you, you look nice, pretty much no matter what. Or at worst, they'll say, But in Korea, no, they'll straight out say, like, you're fat. I'd get called red face a lot, which is interesting because red face kind of means drunk too, but I would get like really embarrassed or shy. Or they call me shiny face sometimes too, because I'd be really sweaty in the classroom. Oh, another one is spoon, because I'm tall and skinny and have a large head, so my silhouette looks like a spoon. So yeah, just stuff like that. They'll make fun of you. But for all those bad ones, you would get called handsome, 10 times more. So you gotta take it for what it's worth, I guess. But anyway, my students would always call me homeless teacher, homeless teacher. And when I first started sporting the bearded look, the kids would all come up to me like this. They'd get down on their hands and knees in class and do this, like they were beggars at the subway. So yeah, my nickname at my school for like 3 or 4 months became homeless teacher or beggar teacher. I almost forgot to tell you a good story about the beard. At the hagwon, we would eat our lunch or dinner together. So we had about 30 people working there, and I was the only foreigner living there. So I'd be there with a bunch of Koreans, and it's kind of like a family dinner. I don't know, you kind of talk about what's going on, and being the only foreigner, I don't know, sometimes you're kind of the center of attention. And also the director at these hagwons, or at least at my hagwon, they're kind of treated like God almost, and anything they say, people run and do. And the director kind of called me out in the middle of our lunch or dinner. It's supposed to be like a nice, relaxing time. And he's just like, hey, David, why is your face so dirty? And I was like, what? And he's just like, oh, like, why do you have that on your face? And I just said, oh, my girlfriend likes it. She thinks it's good looking. And he just said, like, oh, so your girlfriend likes dirty men, huh? And I don't know, I'm not a very easily offended person or anything, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't really hurt my feelings or anything. I just thought it was kind of a jerk move to do in front of everyone. And I was just like, yeah, I guess so. I don't know, what more can you say? But I think after that, I definitely trimmed it up a little more. So that's how I became the homeless teacher in Korea. So yeah, sometimes, you'll find some people, some Koreans who think it's cool, or they'd always tell me I was very manly. I thought this was funny because never in my life has anyone ever called me manly. I'm very, very skinny and scrawny. So by American standards, not manly at all. But in Korea, if you have facial hair, it's very manly. I think it's changing a little bit. I think is kind of becoming trendy. Koreans would have like these very like wispy mustaches for a while, but Korean trends come and go so fast, so I don't even know if that's what's going on there now. But yeah, so if you're gonna have facial hair in Korea, beware, you might be perceived as homeless.
Wish I could grow a mustache. Why don't you? Well, frankly, I don't have the cash.